Dragons. Gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
We'll be right back. Also, Ben, you're live.
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, I know. Like we took all that time off, but still, that could be our theme. I could write our theme song. You know, like the Critical Role guys. I mean, the people who roll critically. You know how they like got together and they wrote like a song and sang it. I could do that. I mean, I don't really know anything about music, but and I definitely don't know how to play an instrument. But like, I mean, I could conceivably write and sing it a microphone with a tape.
I was about to be like, or anybody who has the equipment that could edit the stuff and make a really cool track out of it.
I actually might know a guy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I see how you are.
Who could take
Open out.
Who could take samples of me and my very talented voice and amazing improvisational skills.
Oh man.
But yes, anyway, it's Wednesday night. It is a little bit after. It is 8:21, and we are here. I am live from Heart of the Game, a friendly game store in Buffalo, New York. Well, mostly friendly, you know. Just
Don't lie to them.
Don't beat me at anything. I'm a bad loser.
Yeah, you can see it on his face during every combat we win at.
Just shaking his head. But yes, we are on episode number 20 of our Eberron campaign, which is really incredible. They have 20 sessions. That's
a lot.
If it wasn't for that obnoxious break that I forced us to take.
Yep. We'd be on like session like 40 or something like that right now.
Yeah, probably.
And you would have been fielding these questions of what do we do now a lot sooner.
That's true. The other part of it is like I have a notebook, but it's not organized. So by deliberately asking, I have a new fresh page of where those notes are.
Spoken like every DM ever.
And in, a month or two, I'll forget where that page is in my pile of notes. And then we'll, ask the same question again. But anyway, so last week was super cool. You guys went deeper into the ruins. You met Cassandra. So
I've met her before.
For the first time. And Navari, you haven't seen her in
5 years?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I knew her all this time because I've been looking at her mother's face for the last month and a half.
Yeah, thankfully she doesn't,
That's a spit and image.
She doesn't look like
Asper?
Well, thank God.
I was gonna say, thank goodness she doesn't look like Randall.
Oh my God.
That would be all.
Some explaining to do.
That'd very much have been like, when did we? No, that's not possible.
No.
I was in a catatonic state during most of your life.
And then realizing that she, unlike some of her wannabe mercenaries, is not completely incompetent.
Well, she had proper training from somebody who actually knows how to swing a sword.
Yeah. Very, very true. And she was in complete disbelief that Sir Garek Kreeg was anything other than like somebody who's absolutely trying to do good for the world.
That was some good belly laughs. I'm just saying. Some of Randall's best.
However, thankfully, Sir Garek showed his colors, basically instantly, to who he really is when you confronted him down below, where you disbanded his undead.
Well, sort of. They'll be back.
Yeah, they may wander back to whatever their supposed duty was, but you still have a little bit of time before that happens. But Navari had the opportunity to had the opportunity to slay him and chose not to. Navari struck him in the back of the head, knocking him completely unconscious.
Well,
We ended
bam.
the session with him falling to the ground. The Warforged that was with him also was defeated. So the first thing I want you guys to do, as you are tying, restraining Sir Garek, is I would like a perception check from each of you.
You and the mother. I hate those reception checks.
Hey. That's a 6.
A 6.
Well,
A 6.
Okay.
I got a 1 plus a 1 plus a 2.
So, okay. So you broke 10, right? So that's like
No,
4.
I got a 1 plus a 1 plus a 2.
We're not the
Hold on.
perspective type, you know?
No, see, we get ambushed and then Randall kills things. And then Navari comes and stabs it while it's hitting him. That's how this works.
Don't you know how this works, Ben? Alright, who's gonna stab us now? Skeletons, Cassandra, Kreeg.
so nobody stabs you. However, Navari, you hear the sounds of like what would be best described as a large insect buzzing about and leaving the room. That's all. By and large, I mean, like, you know, like kind of maybe a big dragonfly or a big beetle.
Does it sound like when like a bee or something like with big wings or whatever hovers and buzzes right next to your ear when it leaves?
Yeah, I guess it could be close to that.
Randall hears that and immediately throws a javelin just at the random, like in the general direction, like a vague direction. He's not just a gut reaction. He hates insects and he hates that sound in his ear. And he just like.
So yeah, your javelin just clanks against the hard stone floor and echoes
Okay.
a little bit, but nothing else happens from it.
You heard that
Sorry.
too, Randall? Giant insect?
Maybe.
Are they common around here?
In giant tombs, I have no idea.
In Zendrick, absolutely.
And it's like, as they're saying this, Randall's over there putting his foot to Kreeg's back and like going like this and tying him up.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea. But it could be. Could be sitting over there doing like a hog tie. I'm going to tie him so that his feet and hands are all together in the back.
Are you taking his
extended.
stuff away from him?
I check his mouth while he's unconscious to make sure there's nothing in there.
He doesn't have anything in his mouth.
I thought you were
Okay,
taking
that's fine.
everything off him.
I really don't want to see him naked.
You were gonna give him clothes, you said! This was your plan.
I go looking into my bag of holding for a leather, like a leather sack almost, that I can use like a glove.
Okay.
This is your idea, don't look at me.
And then I start doffing his armor
Okay.
to the best of my ability.
So you are familiar with armor.
Yeah.
So this wouldn't be a daunting task for you by any means. The
I
problem
could.
is,
Let me tell you, I can get a man out of his armor when I wants to.
so you start with, you know, trying to remove the shoulder pauldrons that would cover the plate of his chest, and they can't. There's no buckles.
Yo, is he a warforged? Well, his armor's on the outside?
They seem to be connected to his body directly.
I lift his helmet up.
And his helmet is just like skin tight. Like you're able to lift the visor, like the grill only.
Mm-hmm.
But if you grabbed his helmet, it would tip his whole head back because there's nothing loose about it. It is
Mm-hmm.
almost as if it's like
Mounted to him.
What's under the visor?
grizzled, pale, scarred man.
Pale as in like undead, or
Hasn't seen the sunlight.
In a while.
Yeah, like his skin has not seen sunlight in an extremely long time.
does it look like humanoid, or?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
He definitely looks. Yeah, definitely has.
Do I know where the schema is?
He had 3 on him and 1 in the door.
All right. I take the 2 of the 3, and I look to Cassandra Navari, and I go, "Yeah." And I pull out my axe, and I imbue it with magic, which it already is, but I imbue it with extra so I can do some like extra cleaving here. And I basically set them on the freaking floor, and I'm gonna throw all my might into it and just try to go right into the stone, through them, and shatter them. That is a. Oh, hold on a minute. Not quite a 20. Yeah. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, that could be life or death.
Yeah, 16. Sorry, 16 to hit it.
Striking an inanimate object.
16 to hit.
Oh yeah. Your blade crashes through them, and with such might, and extra enhancement, they almost disintegrate, and they just kind of explode.
Is there any
Shattering
pieces?
as if like you dropped a plate on the floor and it just splintered and cracked and chipped.
So is there any pieces, or is it like dust?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there's there's pieces of varying sizes, from maybe like a few crumbs to maybe like a size of a dollar bill. Obviously not perfectly rectangle, but
Can I take one of the bigger pieces of each schema and toss it down that the bridge was across? Just in case anyone wants to try and put it together, they're more
okay, sure.
missing more pieces, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then pick up another piece and be like, do you want to hold on to a piece, Randall?
Randall holds out the one full one that he left intact,
Oh, you're gonna hold on to that one?
and he sticks it in the bag of holding and drops it.
Well, there's one more in the door.
Oh, I plan on destroying
Okay.
that whole thing. And he just watched Randall go to town. He pulls out the hammer and just starts whacking it. Like, you just start hearing this like old dwarven mining song, just like, I've been working in the mines all live long nights. And he just like goes off, and you just see him hammering away at this thing. I'm just slowly destroying the thing, and then I plan on destroying the instruction manual upstairs before we leave.
Okay.
Can I look at Cassandra and be like, does this work for you?
She shakes her head in agreement. She seems to be like in deep thought, because a lot has happened in the last hour.
I have seen more of Kreeg than I ever expected.
Yeah. Like, I mean, a lot has happened.
You okay, Cassandra?
She's like, yeah, it's just, thought I could tell someone. I thought I was a better judge of character.
Well,
What was that about Warforged? Smash.
well, I
Cheap
can
shot.
I can tell you, it comes in time. Takes a lot of practice. A lot of errors. So don't feel bad.
Yeah, I'm just glad that, it was you guys who were sent to stop this and not somebody else. Could have it could have been awful.
I guess we just got lucky.
Randall comes back chewing on something crunchy.
What are you eating, Randall?
Tasted like bacon. Not sure though. Probably a bug.
But some of the rations you got from Stromreach, it could be all sorts of animals.
I got pocket bacon.
Does Kreeg have anything else on him?
His big hammer.
We take it off him?
Mm-hmm.
Like everything off him?
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Well, his stuff.
We can
His
take
stuff.
items that aren't attached to his body.
Yeah. Can we take his stuff that's not attached to him, then?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look at Cassandra and Randall and be like, so, it's, the thought process for him. Mainly looking at Cassandra.
If you want, and I say, if you want to have a chat with the man, I can make that happen. I have the ability to at least heal him a little bit. And by heal him a little bit, I mean I'm going to give him probably just enough to wake him right up.
Okay.
So we can put him right back down if we needs to. That was directed at Cassandra. So she can make the decision.
We were asking Cassandra what,
Because we didn't kill him outright.
Yeah.
is her.
So
Not gonna lie though, Randall has no idea how to stabilize a robot.
oh, you mean the Warforged?
No, the human, or Kreeg.
The Kreeg.
The Kreeg.
Oh,
The
okay,
Warforged is dead.
So like the thing with Kreeg is that like as you examine him more, it's
The first thing that came to mind, Android. Second thing that came to mind, Abomination!
The
weird
thing
because-
that came to my mind is he was probably that bug we heard.
Probably.
he's not exactly it's not mechanical. Like what's up with him? It's like the armor was grafted to him. As
So he's human, but it's almost
Yeah.
like a Warforged
Like-
made him the way he is. It feels like, anyway.
I'll let you each roll a history check, but it's going to be difficult to see if you maybe know this custom or not.
You know what, for Ben, for you, I'm gonna roll my first set of dice. Alria's dice. The dice that don't like knowledge-related things.
No, they don't.
They live
I
up
rolled
to
a
that
10,
name.
so-
They live up to that name. That's a 7.
Okay. So
We're rolling great tonight, boys.
like you could infer that this is probably some kind of either ritual or just maybe obscure custom. It could even be like a cult thing that his like because it definitely like there's doesn't look like it was forced. It's very neatly done. It's very precisely done.
This is feeling like Wolverine all over again.
It's just been grafted to his outer body permanently,
Can we start a cult?
I suppose.
Why?
What are you gonna worship?
I don't know.
Or what is your what's your gimmick? Like, is it to get money? Is it to
I don't know. I was just saying if I could start a cult.
I mean, anything's possible, lass. I mean, there was a church to the Funzie I heard once.
hey?
Moving on.
You know, I've been in a few cults. You make a lot more money as a leader, but you have more fun as a follower. Just saying.
Moving on.
We're down the rabbit hole on this one.
All right. Cassandra, what do you want? What do you want to do?
Says,
What's
well,
your thought?
if this man has committed atrocities that you speak of, he should be brought back, tried, and sent to Stromreach.
Randall's salty about that. Not gonna lie.
So is Navari.
Or not Stromreach, to the Dreadhold. I'm sorry.
Pardon me for asking. Unless we're going to bring him to a place where the atrocities can be accounted for, what's the point? Also, do you not think that he'll try to escape throughout the entire process?
Well, so he would, be in the custody of.
We've left a lot of things in other people's custody, and it has not gone well up to this point. So it feels.
Let me fill you. So he'd be in the custody of the dwarves who hold the mark of warding, and the Dreadhold is, like the Alcatraz of Eberron and the it's.
Why do I
really
still
bad,
feel like
inescapable. Like nobody has ever escaped it.
why do I
This is
feel
having-
like he'll
It is
escape
where
on the way
worst war
to
criminals are imprisoned, and the worst of the worst otherwise.
why do I feel like he'd escape on the way to there or get help?
Is there a spear or anything like that among the Warforged and the Abomination?
Nobody had a spear.
You just threw a javelin at that wall there, Randall.
Yeah, I don't think the javelin's going to be quite long enough. I just need a long piece of sticks so that way I can carry him.
Oh, Ewok style.
I figure I can just throw him over me like a hobo sack.
Yeah, Ewok.
Not stick it up his butt and,
No,
Watch.
but like when they were gonna eat Han.
Yeah, I'm not going to impale him. I'm not
They're
Vlad.
gonna be the the main course at a feast for my honor.
Yeah, I'm going to totally Johnny Depp him from
Oh yeah, that's the other one.
Dead Man's Chest.
Big fire. Chief wants big fire.
So,
Fire too, personally. Like if
Yeah.
you're gonna cook me, you might as well make it impressive.
right. All right.
Colts.
Cool. Cool. I
They said sometimes you don't want to be the leader.
grab Kreeg and let me look in my bag. Let's see. Do I have anything good in the handy haversack that could be used? Oh wait, I have one less javelin now. Let me mark that down.
Hey, Cassandra, do you need another health potion or something?
Yes.
I was gonna say, I gave her one before, and she drank it. I just remember she got whacked pretty hard. Or, Randall, do you want to heal Cassandra? You.
Yeah, I could do that. This feels a little awkward. Where does it hurt less?
Pointing
And-
at her shoulder wound where
Yeah. And I
forged blade went straight through her.
Randall's like, all right. And he just watches his hands start to glow yellow and silver, and then he puts it over the wound, and you watch as the wound slowly seals back up and closes, and he'll drop 10 hit points in.
Okay.
And as I look through, oh, that tiny rod wouldn't do it. 3 inches isn't long enough. I'm still going through me bag. I'm like sitting there, it's like, nope, that's not it. going into another
I
pocket.
keep, like, imagining this, like, you're just, like,
Yeah.
digging through whatever random stuff you have.
During this, I'm like, Cassandra, your sword fighting's gotten pretty good. You're gonna be a master in no time. That wasn't meant as a backhanded compliment.
No,
That was an
I
actual
know, I
compliment.
was like, arrogant teenager response. No, she responds, she's like, well, I certainly hope so. I've been practicing daily for, well, nearly daily for years now.
Yeah,
Glad that it paid off a little.
true. Soon you're gonna be better than me.
Ooh, that looks tasty.
I didn't hear what you said, Ben.
Who says I'm not?
I mean,
Cassandra says to you, who says that I'm not?
that sounds like a challenge.
Randall pulls out one of his one of his jugs of ale, and he's like, "Oh, a show. Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, we're gonna settle this later now.
Oh,
Just
Oh, we're
remember,
not
I got like 20 years on you.
I'm not touching that one. I'll just put this back in here." Randall pulls out the tentacle from the OTU that we had,
I forgot
and
about this.
he takes it and wraps it around
Yeah.
Krieg, and then takes like the suction cup thing from the tentacle
Yeah.
and sticks it to his face, and then he takes a little bit of twine and rope and ties it around his face, and he leaves just enough for his nose to be able to draw air if he needs to.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I got nothing for this. So he grabs him and throws him over his shoulder. He does the ropes in a different way so that he can wear Krieg like a backpack. Then he's facing out. And he's like, all right, after you.
So you are carrying him Chewbacca style.
Yep. I'm carrying him C-3PO style.
Yep.
Does the Warforged have anything on him before we leave?
So when you closely examine the Warforged, you find a very finely crafted scimitar.
don't
Its
think I could.
dagger is integrated into its arm, its opposite arm. Like, there doesn't seem to be like a clean way to remove it. And you notice not a battle damage thing, but like a fist-sized cavity in its central chest.
Was it
Something left, or something was removed already.
was that bug, I bet? Out of character. Hey, Randall. This
He just-
Warforged...
Yeah, what is it?
This Warforged seemed to be missing something. In its chest cavity.
Okay. Like,
Something was taken already.
okay.
I don't know, just something to be wary of. I'm grabbing his scimitar.
Okay.
Now it just feels like you're doing it on purpose.
Doing what?
His scimitar.
Scimitar?
Randall starts heading up the stairs back
No.
to where the
Something in his chest. The scimitar was in his chest, Randall.
I don't know what you want me to do with that information.
I walk away.
I'm so lost. I'm so lost.
I was just trying to let you know.
Oh, like it was hidden inside of him.
Like there was something there that wasn't there before. Not quoting a Disney song or anything.
I didn't think you were. I was just. I'm,
Actually,
yes,
it's a
again,
Disney song. Beauty and the Beast. But it was meant as an actual thing. There was something there before, but now it's not there now.
Isn't it in your hands? Aren't you holding it?
In his chest. Not
Yeah,
the
the
scimitar. Not the scimitar.
Oh.
The scimitar wasn't in his chest.
All right. Do I need to be concerned about the object that's no longer in his chest?
Possibly.
Is
I
it-
don't know what it was.
I go over to the Warforged, and I roughly start sliding him across the floor, and then I push him into the chasm. You were done searching him, right?
I think so. I am now.
All right. And then Randall just chugs along.
And yeah, you hear it crash at the bottom of the pit and echo, and you cross the wooden bridge and begin to leave.
I'm amazed we get anything done.
I'm good at dismantling. I'm not good at understanding what you're trying to get me to understand.
I don't know if she's quite sure, but yeah, so that guy's gone.
Yeah, and the other one's sitting on me back. We're good.
Yep.
Oh, and he's gagged as I point out the tentacle that I wrapped around his face. That is, it's pretty ripe. It's not fresh anymore because it's been in the bag of holding.
That was there for months.
Yep,
that's the thing that like diseased me or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was back when Lucan was around.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times. Kreeg gets to see the other side of what happened when he attacked our airship and left us for dead on the ground.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just returning the favor.
So as you guys go back up to retrieve the rest of Cassandra's men.
Yep. Out of curiosity, well, 2 of them are ours, but
yeah,
splitting hairs. As we walk up, when we walked down, did Cassandra lead us? Was it closer where Cassandra and the wizard were? Or better question, where is the wizard in relation to the stairs we are coming up?
Not directly there. Does that make sense? Like, he was still like a few rooms away, like a few chambers and passages.
Mm-hmm. Put it like this. Randall makes a point to walk up to the wizard and come on, lad, and he slaps him like super hard across the back. Like intentionally hard. To be like, come on, Beanpole, let's go. After that spell he cast, Randall didn't forget.
Okay.
Can I walk up?
And he told him he needed a good slap.
Can I walk up to Cassandra's men who I paid to just sit there and give both of them their 4 platinum that
money.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. Because they listened. They were honorable. And so you guys find yourselves, so you don't run into any more of the Emerald Claw soldiers or the skeletons.
Not even the ones that were left there?
Correct. It's as if they
knew
wandered
from
to where there was more, command structure, and
our ship is now sunk.
Somebody realized what had probably happened, and they left.
Interesting. Would they have heard the combat from down there?
I think.
And I rolled stealth checks that you guys did not.
Oh, well, we wouldn't have even, because we weren't looking for them, so our passives wouldn't have helped us either.
No. So, yeah, it appears that somebody was at least like, oh, our side lost. We don't want to be here for this aftermath. We need to go. They're like underling guys are like, we need to tell somebody.
That's actually higher up.
Happened.
Right.
This is bad.
I can hear it now. That menacing woman in North.
Curse you, Silver Flame!
Or, like, the mentality would be something like, oh no, we ain't dying. I've seen enough people get killed by this dwarf and this flame.
No.
I'm done.
They heard stories on how I murdered the Warforge.
They're like, I don't even have a name tag. I'm getting out of here.
That's when we ask all...
Like, do you have any idea how many henchmen I've killed?
It's like you're sitting there looking at one of them's looking is like, you weren't here for this, but on the warship there was some stuff that happened.
Guys is like, all right, and if they beat him, no.
Yeah, it was like we sent literally like 20 guys over, and it was like a meat grinder.
Like if we somehow win, we're not getting medals.
I was gonna say, and Navari just
There is
like
no prize.
Navari was just like going around behind people and just stabbing them and killing them, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
what do I do now?
Guys,
They're
You
dead.
guys were like basically just
Revenge for the
Right.
net.
Lord.
Revenge for the net. Alright.
Each
To
and
get back
every time.
to the instruction chamber, we'll call it.
Yep.
And the mage is still there, doing what he was supposed to be doing, which was just research,
Mhm.
along with the two rookies, or the recruits that are with Navari.
Cassandra, you
The
mean?
Yeah.
recruits stand up and are like, "Whoa, hey, whoa, hey,
They see Krieg on my back, just like coming
Yeah.
up.
like,
We
okay,
talked to him.
this is weird, but
We got to him.
Cassandra, you're good. Great, yes. So, do we work for these guys now, or
Randall goes over.
plan here?"
He goes over to the wizard and just like, "Excuse me," and he pulls out his axe and just starts hacking at the freaking wall to just dismantle it.
Like, he panics and he tries to like grab your arm and stop you, but after, I mean, you're just like, whatever, bro, and shove him off, and he
I
just
just, I picture,
like tears, like he's just like, how could you just, like, do you understand what you are destroying? Like this is like, is like irreplaceable architecture.
no, those pillars are still intact. I just picture, by the way, Randall. Randall is essentially the linebacker that's like 7 feet tall and like 450 pounds, and this wizard is like the running back that tried to tackle him, and is just hanging onto his waist as he runs
He's the
across.
kid in the Little Giants with the glasses.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, there you go. That's another good one.
Like,
I like that
that's-
reference.
That's who he is, and you're Spike, and he's like just hanging on for dear life.
And I'm like,
Like, only run power I.
and we've established that this is destructive power that the Lord of Blades, or the Warforged god, or whatever being
Leader of
person,
Warforged.
is desiring to understand and release the abomination of a Warforged that's downstairs. We destroyed the tablets.
He's not here to do like. At least
I show him. I turn around and show him Krieg.
His notebook. He's like, at least I got this much for the university, but my God, did you have to be so destructive, so reckless? Like, this
As he says it, I turn around and show him Krieg's face and body.
Okay.
Ah! So that's how you quiet a wizard that's complaining about things being destroyed. Anyway, moving on, and he just kind of keeps on trekking along.
We're terrible people.
Randall is not. He has seen things and been some places, and he doesn't recommend any of it. Oh. And yes, Randall is an awful person.
It's okay, we all are.
The church may or may not have a hand in why Randall is the way he is right now. He's actually much more benign than he would have been had he not run into you and your friend.
Ashara?
Mm-hmm. He could have turned a lot worse because that joke about me drinking and getting left behind was not inaccurate.
Aww.
That definitely did happen to Randall more often than he would care to remember.
It's okay, I
Yeah.
won't leave Randall behind.
Well, Randall doesn't drink nearly as heavily as he used to. Though it doesn't seem like it with how often he's pulling out that elongated flask.
The flask, I got him.
Yep.
We'll be right back real quick, I gotta use it. Feel free to continue.
Yeah. So you guys step outside, and you don't see any more traces of the Emerald Claw soldiers and whatnot.
I hope Argos finds them, and he finds them well, since they're all on foot now.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that'd be awesome. Because without any advantages.
Yep.
Oh,
they think Randall's scary.
Oh yeah, an angry giant who's abused. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. That's why Randall was like, he wasn't super sad when he didn't see them on the way out. He's like,
but oh my lord, where was I? Yes, but as soon as you step out, though, Phelan comes out of like a hiding spot, and he's like, "Oh, Randall, Navari, and
yeah, don't worry about them. Cassandra.
I don't even know what's going on here. Who are you? What are you people doing here? You see, I was hiding. I was keeping a lookout for you, Randall. You know what I mean? And I saw a bunch of skeletons and a bunch of those guys with those clawed uniforms, and
you let them leave.
Well, I was just me. I couldn't take all of them on, so I just thought I'd report to you and tell you which way they went. So if we wanted to chase them or anything like that, but I didn't see any of your stuff with them, and I didn't see you guys, so I knew you hadn't been captured or killed or anything like that, because I know they couldn't pass up taking your fine weaponry and things like that. And now there's another Navari, my darling. You look just like her.
She's not of age.
Why are you gonna be like that, Randall? I'm not. Come on, man.
What did I just
hear? Okay, I like him a little seasoned.
What did I come back to?
Randall stepping in between Cassandra and Phelan, making sure that Phelan wasn't hitting.
I mean, she looks so much like Navari. It's just the
Oh, I know. I know, lad. I know. But Cassandra. Phelan, Cassandra.
Cassandra. Lovely to meet you.
What just happened?
Yeah, Phelan apparently was hiding out in front of the cave. He let the skeletons and
I was doing really good, and I just wanted to let you know that them skeletons and that those other men, they went that way, over there.
Which way does he point? Yeah. Does he have a point? Does he point roughly in the same direction that we saw Argos disappear into?
Yes.
Oh.
And
I look forward to hearing screams.
What was he saying to my daughter?
Oh, he was saying what a spitting image she is of you.
I mean, yeah, she's my daughter.
Oh, that doesn't mean much, lass. Not everybody looks like their parents.
Yeah. What are you doing here, Phelan?
See, I snuck out to provide lookout, and he just stops all of a sudden because he realizes who's tied up with you, and he's like,
"Oh, what, him?"
Yes. You brought him with. Oh my goodness,
It's a long story. But at least he's tied up. And do you see what's on his face? And he points out the Otuyug tentacle.
It's like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Listen here, this is just madness. And who are these? Oh, you must be the rest of Cassandra's crew. Yes, I got to know them just a little bit better. Fine people, very fine people, interesting men. Colwern and Devere. They're just a couple of chatterboxes, the two of them. But that's absolutely not the point.
Didn't you want them to get fly away? You're gonna untie their boat.
Well, yeah, but aren't they? We're not gonna leave them here, are they?
No, but goodbye, Phelan. Go.
Lead the way, Phelan.
Oh yes, lead the way. Yes, so they're. I don't know where that flying boat of theirs drifted off to.
Phelan, walk.
So he takes you guys back to your boat.
Yep. Randall starts looking to the crew as he gets to the boat and starts looking at them all with raised eyebrows. Ben may have forgotten, but Wolf didn't. About the horrible thing I'm going to do to Phelan. With the birds and the flying.
The man-eating bird.
Oh, you guys are terrible. No.
Not yet. He just gives him like soon. It's one of those.
If I see Casper, I'm gonna point to Cassandra.
So Casper like just jumps into the water
You
as
don't-
soon as like he sees that you guys coming and just runs over and hugs her. And
His leg starts to rust.
it will probably, yeah. I mean, it's like pretty like loud and hard for him to get out of the water again because it's so heavy. You know, his muscles like haven't. It's weird because like you know with your legs being different weights.
Yep.
It definitely like throws off his balance at times pretty heavily.
Casper, you're gonna
It
have to
just
get
gives her
wet.
A hug, and Randall on your back, you kind of hear like a mild like groan.
And Randall like jostles him a little bit. And goes, "Oh, are we awake, precious? Enjoying that, are you? Yeah, that's gotten a chance to stew for a few months. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you through that lovely tentacle.
Do you want him to not be awake?
Yeah, he's fine for now. He can't talk anyway. He can just
No.
grumble.
Yeah, he can't. Unfortunately, without being able to move his lips very well, he can't really articulate.
I'm assuming he said kill me or you vile woman, one of the other.
It's your menacing woman. That's the common one.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You gotta get it right if you're gonna shout it.
Well, I mean,
Shout it, shout it, shout it.
Also, Casper, you know you could have waited. You didn't have to get, like, your leg wet. Wait for it to, like, rust.
Randall's like swinging by me, Captain. After I've got some weapon stuff that might be able to help you with that leg.
Don't think Ben's listening to us.
I zoned for a second. I'm sorry.
I told Casper he didn't have to get in the water and get his leg wet because it could rust.
Oh, okay.
And then I told him to swing by me cabin after, and I might have some weapon stuff that could help with that.
Okay. Yeah, he nods, like, thanking you, politely and stuff like that. And Lady Eladrin comes out off the boat as well, and she extends like a plank to guide the rest of you onto the ship. She says, "We shouldn't."
No, absolutely. Let's go.
We should probably get moving. This place is, dangerous. So, I would like to get right to. I mean, let's.
Oh, don't let him scare you, lass. He can't do anything. He's harmless now.
So Cassandra instructs like her guys to, basically, keep guard on him, so you don't have to wear him and carry.
Oh no, Randall and fully intended to take the backpack off and then pull it around the mast, and then take an extra line of rope and run it through the ropes that I used to make the backpack slings.
Could I have
tie him to the mast?
Could I have grabbed my rope from the temple before we left?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing that I do, since I've covered his face, I'm also going to look to his hands. I know that I've bound them, but what I wanted to do, just to make sure, I interlocked his fingers like this, and then bound his hands from like his knuckle down to like his forearm.
Okay.
So that he could do this, but he can't carve or make any intricate symbols to be able to cast magic that doesn't require verbal.
Okay.
Or components.
I still have his amulet too.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is just in case. Magic casters can be tricky folk. And I don't know all the components that they need for their magics. I don't really use components for my magics, so
yeah.
I'm not a magic person. I can do like 3 spells.
That dagger's pretty magical, I'm just saying.
The dagger you gave me?
Yeah, but it's a magic-y thing, so now you can do magic.
It is.
But yeah, so and I look to the boys and I say, no need to feed him or give him water. Just leave him. I'll make sure to tend to his baser needs, but he can piss himself and, poop himself for all I care on that mast.
So they kind of like have like a look of like, man, this guy's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
But nobody seems to like, anybody who's watched you fight at this point doesn't want to mess with you. But Lady, she's like, so
what?
the schemas. What did you find down there? And the wizard's like, oh.
Yeah, go ahead, lad. Tell her what we found down there.
This berserker, this person who has no reverence to history, destroyed nearly everything. I took as many notes as I could in sketches, but he just defaced and wrecked as much of it as possible.
Can I see those sketches?
Yeah, she didn't do anything to suggest that she would do anything harmful to the sketchbooks. Only Randall.
Are you trying to get the sketchbook so you can do something destructive?
Was that asked in character or out of character?
It is asked out of character, so it will determine if I'm going to have you roll.
It was a maybe. I was going to hand him to Randall.
Okay, since you need to... I'm going to make you roll bluff to see if he will...
Deception.
Yeah, deception. That's what it's called now.
Yep. You're okay. I got you, Ben.
Thank you. I swear to God, I know how to play this game. It's only been out for, 7 years now?
2000... Was it 14 or 13? Something like that. Or 2012, I guess, maybe. Yeah, so 7-8 years. Yep.
Did I mention that I'm double proficient in deception because I'm a spy and rogue? 23.
He reluctantly hands the book to you, and he says, "Yes, but please be careful.
I carefully
You have time to make other copies."
I carefully flip through it, and then I close it and I give it to Randall.
Oh, why are you handing it to him?
Oh, hold on a minute. I got a prop for this.
Listen, please. They're just sketches of the walls. I mean, without the machinery, without the schemas, it's all useless anymore. It's not even everything.
Lady Eldrin, how much would you pay him for this? This is literally going to be 90% of everything from down there.
She has this look that went from like
excitement, yeah,
excitement to like, I'd like to slap you.
It's a common theme.
Nothing I'm not used to. Me mom tried to slap me a lot. Didn't really stick though. As I'm holding this journal, I'm like, I destroyed it
handsomely for a copy of that.
And I look to the
the sole proprietor of it, but those schemas that are completely, at this point now, irreplaceable,
and used to harness an unimaginable power that you've already lost once.
I was gonna say, you...
That's because I didn't get time to take them to our tower facility to where they could be safely and securely hidden.
Let me just point this out. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's all I got to say to that.
You also just told us the name of your securely location.
No, that doesn't matter. If it's that secure, it's gonna be a...
Sharn, so it's like...
I bet you I could find it eventually.
Well, at last anybody could. So here's the deal. We've destroyed... I hand the journal back to the wizard, and I go, and as I hold it while he's grabbing it, and I've got it in my hand like this, and I'm like, respect. No more of that funny business like you did in there, or I'll slap you harder. And I let go. Like, and I look to the Lady Eldrin and I go, now, before you lose your marbles, we destroyed all but one of the schemas. The schemas will not be used in the manner in which they were designed. I saved one. The rest are destroyed and scattered. And for all intents and purposes, gone to the world and should be forgotten. A madman sought this out, sought to create mayhem and start another war. And if you look at the man, I mean, he willingly, I don't even know what this is called to have this done to your body, but he did it himself or had others do it to him, where he grafted the armor directly to his body. It's insane. And anyone willing to do that is willing to go to any lengths. And quite frankly, it took every ounce of me and Navari's willpower to not slay that man on the spot for the sake of her daughter. And then Randall goes into his bag of holding that he keeps on his hip and pulls out the schema and says, "This is the only one. And goddamn, you can bet that we won't be giving this over until it goes to the facility in which you mentioned, and it will only be studied under heavy guard."
Besides,
And he takes...
wasn't the mission to keep the schemas out of the wrong hands?
Cassandra pipes up, that was the mission I was told I was on.
I thought that
was
was
ours
our.
as well.
I was gonna say I thought that was ours as well.
Ours was
Eldrin is
similar.
like, I suppose you are correct. Of course, I was hoping to bring them back to put under House Kenneth guard.
You know, this is something you should have said ahead of time, not afterward.
Well, on the upside, you get to keep one under House Kenneth guard. The other side of that coin is that there will never be a risk, should this be stolen, of the same catastrophe that we just thwarted on this day. So should you fail, feel free to reach out to us again, because we look forward to retrieving objects for other people with money to spend on items they've lost from secure facilities. Like the church. The church lost a valuable relic, and we managed to recover it. And quite frankly, at this point, I don't know what the name of our company's going to be, but we're going to be in the item recovery business from this day forward. Because we seem to be pretty good at it, and everybody seems to be really bad at keeping their stuff secure.
I don't even know how we're good at it. We're not even that perceptive, Randall.
Well, we're not perceptive. We just stumble in and let them attack us, and then we kill them all. I mean, that's realistically how we do this every day, lass.
I mean, that's true.
Eventually, maybe we'll recruit somebody that actually has a perception and ability to see things beyond the ordinary.
What do you say?
I hear elves are good at that.
We get a pet owl?
Possibly. Only if we can call him Hedwig.
Deal.
No, he has to be Weird Owl Yankovic.
That'll be our second towel, and he'll look very scrappy with barely any feathers and a fro mohawk that he flips up when he gets angry.
So, Lady Eldrin agrees to pay you exactly what you're owed. And your journey back is a little awkward. Do you guys want to, over those few days, do you want to interrogate Kreeg at all now, or do you want to wait till maybe you're at Stromreach, or...
Stromreach, preferably. Okay. That said, how much were we getting paid for the job? Just out of curiosity. This is more for a character knowledge, because I need to know that.
1,500 gold pieces.
Okay.
Together or each?
Together.
So 750 each. Randall would hand her, if she handed us that money on the spot, Randall would immediately hand her back 400 of it.
Lady Eldrin?
Yep.
So she hands it to you guys in like House Kundark promissory notes,
Mhm.
because it's easier than carrying that much coin, and
Right.
they require her signature for them to be valid, which she signs them.
And Randall would have her put an addendum in there so that only 350 gold goes to me, and the full 750 I would assume to Navari.
Okay. Cool.
And says, consider us even. We did half the job you expected. I'm giving you at least half the money back that I earned for this job. Not out here to steal your money, lass. I'm just merely trying to stop World War III. And this place does not, well, you know, after 100 years of a war, it's really hard to say that that was only one or two. And quite frankly, like I said, I'm not out here to steal your money or anybody's money, but I also am not out here to put potential weapons of mass destruction in any one person's hands or any one house's hands. And the fact that anyone could steal this and that someone had already gone about stealing it from you once just means that now we don't have to worry about it. And you still get something to look at. And I made sure to grab a different one than the one we had originally.
Okay.
So it does look different. So even if she only got to briefly look at the other one.
So you brought back the one that Kreeg had the whole time, basically.
One of the ones that Kreeg had, yep.
Okay, so one that they've never gotten to study, not the one that
Yep, exactly.
or anything
so
like
it's something different, so they can look at it, they can study it, they can do whatever they want to it and see if they can learn anything fancy from it, but not enough still. It's still only half the puzzle at max.
Partial, so they can't replicate
Correct.
Everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to sword fight Cassandra.
Oh, we're gonna do that right on the boat, eh?
What better place than a small trading field?
I grab Cassandra's men and I say, hey, follow me, lads. And we go and sit up, and I actually get them to sit on the, I assume the ship has like a typical, how big is the ship?
It's a great
Is it like a skiff, or is it more like an actual smaller like galleon where it actually has like a long riverboat? So Viking style?
I'd say more like it's like a flat boat, so like you could actually use poles to, you know, plant, walk, and go against the stream or increase speed. My favorite reference for that is Davy Crockett and the River Pirates. It's a really good movie.
Let me see here.
I haven't seen it.
Mike Fink, King of the River.
So okay, like it has the, but like it has the ability to oar from either side. Like you would sit in the center to do it, or
no, you would actually walk the edge of the boat with a 12, 15-foot pole. You'd plant it, and then you would walk back and you'd push it into the muck, the ground.
Right.
Use its leverage. You do it as a team.
Okay.
To increase speed or to go against the stream.
Okay.
Because you would actually have like a crew of probably like 10 guys, like 4 or 5 on each side, depending on how big the boat was or how much speed you were trying to get. Like if you needed to do shifts or things like that, or how.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 guys are sitting there pushing on it. Another one's, a couple are sitting there steering it.
Yep. You'd have somebody work the rudder.
Okay, now out of curiosity, when we came up, were we going up the river against the current, or were we going with the current when we came in?
You were going with when you came in.
Okay, so they're fighting the current, and I'm like, boys, can we keep it anchored for a bit? And I grab Cassandra's men, and I have them all sit up on the top of this where the boat would be pushed from.
Yeah.
And I start handing my flask out, and I go, let's watch.
All right.
And I grab Casper, and I grab him literally by like the back of his shirt and hoist him up next to me. So I was like, prime seat right here. Let's watch. Randall's over there like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect this to be a whole thing.
Oh, it's gonna be a whole thing, lass. I want to watch.
I just heard, I'm better than you, and I'm like, prove it.
Oh, that's funny.
Can you send a picture of the boat to me, Wolf? That you were looking at?
All right. So the way this is
yeah.
gonna work.
Oh god, it's an actual
we're not gonna
thing?
do damage rolls. You're just gonna roll for hits.
Yeah.
Because you're definitely not trying to hurt each other.
Yeah, I'm not trying to kill it.
And probably first 1 to 3. So we'll start with an initiative roll.
Oh.
You're fired.
There you go, Ben. Tell me if that's right.
That's relatively. That's yeah.
I mean,
I'll
it's.
find
I
those
just.
for you guys later because I cannot post them directly on the page.
Yeah, I just literally went with something from the 1700s, so
Yeah.
figured, old school kind of
Okay.
riverboat. So yeah, you imagine Casper and Randall sitting right where the oar kind of sits to be pushed or wagged to paddle, and the rest of Cassandra's men sitting on either side of them, watching the show, and passing around Randall's magical flask as they all get a good drink in.
23 for initiative.
Okay, you are definitely going first.
So is this just a roll to hit type deal?
What's that, Ashley?
Is this a roll to hit type deal?
Yeah, yep. And if you want to do anything else to give yourself advantage or put disadvantage on your opponent, because it is a duel, I would say go for it.
Gotcha, Ben. Okay. Well, then, if that's the idea that you had for the boat, but then, but bigger, yeah. Is there actually like a landing space for them to fight on?
Oh yeah, that's why
I was gonna say, because otherwise, Randall and the boys are sitting at the front, and they're fighting up on the top of the housing part.
But yeah, no, you guys would be on the housing part. Is the way I picture it. And then there's like there's storage deck beneath it. And then beneath the housing part, like it dips in, and then they would be at the front. So, go for it, Navari.
19 to hit.
Shoot. Okay. So as she seems to react a little slower than she expected, she takes the strike in stride and smirks. And she goes to leap up onto a crate that's on the to give her a bit of a height advantage.
Oh.
And she stumbles a bit, not able to get up, but continues in one swoop, swings back at you with a. Oh, that's such a waste to see. With a 14.
Misses.
Oh, that was so close, Cassandra! Try harder!
She tried to do something really flashy and really, really cool to give herself an edge here, but totally, just she didn't fall off. However, it definitely cost her the element of surprise there. So go ahead, Ashley. What does Navari do?
I'd be like, you trying to get fancy there, Cassandra?
She doesn't respond to that because she's like hyper focused.
Makes sense.
I assume we've had a day's rest or whatever before this fight took place.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking because I'm like, oh god, I want to clean up blood with not enough stuff to do it with.
Yeah.
Can I try and do what she did?
Yeah,
but
go ahead and roll.
Actually succeed in it?
Check. Yep, roll an acrobatics check first.
12.
Okay, so you jump up onto the barrels just like she tried to do, and go ahead and make your attack with advantage.
Oh. I was to say I actually rolled before that. I'll take I'm sorry. I'm like, I rolled to hit, then I'm like, wait, I want to do something cool. 25.
Oh! So this time you take the flat of her blade and just like whap her right on the shoulder, and she like kind of gets mad. She's like, ooh. And this time she tries to even the odds by jumping up onto the barrel. She succeeds this time, so sets her back
Awesome.
face to face. She then makes a quick lunge, and unfortunately is a little too reckless with it, and extends herself wildly, but going straight past your body, pulling back her blade, hopefully at the last moment, with a
Randall's,
haste of fury.
Randall's clutching Casper and be like, oh, she's trying too hard.
So go ahead, Navari.
Can I sweep her legs from under her?
You could certainly try.
What roll would that be?
That would be an athletics check.
I'm gonna try and roll dice this time. Sucks to be her. You said athletics?
Yep.
Just an 18 flat.
Okay. Cassandra stops by lifting her foot, stepping on your blade, and kicking it aside.
Ooh.
Furious that you would go for her legs.
No, I just wanted to sweep her legs, not actually tag the legs.
Oh, yeah. I see.
I was gonna say, that's not, like, fair. I just wanted to sweep the legs for fun. I wasn't actually gonna go and attack this time.
Okay.
I just wanted to...
So she tried to kick her legs out from under her.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now. Okay.
Without actually... I didn't want to hit her.
Basically does, like, a quick hop to avoid you completely. And then stays on the crates because she does not want to give up the position. And once again, steps forward. Now she steps onto your barrel as she lunges this time.
My barrel.
20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Tagging you on the chest, stepping back to her crate, and smirking as if it's not over.
Randall starts chanting and like shaking his arms and doing something, and he blesses them both.
Oh, yes!
So you both get an extra D4 for hitting.
Awesome.
An extra
and save.
Isn't it on skill checks too?
It's saves and attacks.
Saves and attacks. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, "You can do it! Go for the legs!"
That's dirty, going for the legs.
It is.
Hey, you're gonna put yourself in an unfavorable position.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking to see what all I can do that would be cool.
I just thought about it. I was like, if Randall had the forethought to do this, he would have cast Sanctuary on Navari, so that she would have had to try and get through that without Navari even swinging.
Cheating. Oh, come on.
Well, it's not cheating because all she has to do is make the check to get past my my DC.
Yeah, what do you think? This arrogant teenager is gonna have a good wisdom?
No,
Navari doesn't
any worse than
Navari or Navari. How mean do I want to go?
I mean, you got to put a young whippersnapper in her place every once in a while. I'm just saying. Randall would literally just stand there and take it and be like, "Are you done yet?"
Can I cast Thaumaturgy?
Okay.
And I just want to make, it says you can harness tremors in the ground for 1 minute. Can I do it to her barrel she's on?
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Just to throw her off and then try and go for a stab?
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to have her roll an acrobatics check to keep her balance. And, oh, yeah, that's over 20. So it doesn't throw her off enough to give you advantage, but go ahead and roll for your attack normally, okay?
17?
At the moment you think your strike should hit, she takes her offhand and makes a quick gesture.
Did you add your D4?
Oh no, I didn't! I didn't add the D4.
No!
19.
Okay, good. And you see the shimmering pale blue, like, energy shield go up for just a mere second, enough to stop your blade almost half a foot away from her.
Oof,
And
cheating.
she casually says, if you're gonna use spells, then so am I.
It's okay, I have a plan B.
As she jumps to the ground and she tries to kick your barrel out from under you, go ahead and roll an acrobatics check to see if you could keep your feet on
26?
you. Okay. Yeah, so she hits the barrel out from under you, but you just, like, land, like, whatever. Don't matter. And then she rolls to attack with a... Oh, that's really good. 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So it's next tap wins.
Oh, is it a third? Whoever gets the first 3?
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I would like to use Detect Thoughts. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast the spell, and as your action on each of these turns. I don't know if you can let me do it as a bonus, but you focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. And you...
In this instance, I will let you do it as a bonus action.
Okay. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind in that moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the creature's mind. I basically want to use it to see what she's thinking about doing next.
Okay, so you're thinking about, like, to... Okay, let's see.
I don't know if that would be on the... I think
Oh,
it...
yeah. Yeah, no, so she's gonna have... I'm gonna give her disadvantage on her next attack, because you kind of have a very good idea of what it's gonna be.
Okay. So...
Especially because you can read minds.
Legacy of Disio. That's a 15 plus 7 to hit.
And this time, once again, she tries to use that shimmering shield, but your blade is too quick. And it tags her on the wounded shoulder, knocks her off of her feet. And she just kind of, like, slams her blade to the floor of the boat. Oh, she's, because she's just upset with herself. She wanted to prove that she was a good fighter, like better than you even, for as young as she is. But everybody kind of gives, like, a polite, like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Some of the crewmen and stuff are watching. You see coins exchanging hands as if some people took bets on, which one of you would win. And her guys, like, Devere and Colburn come running up, and help her up, and they're just.
Oh,
like,
I'll help her up.
Obviously, okay.
I'll
So
hold
you're
out a
saying
hand and help her up.
She takes your hand and lets you pull her up to help, but she still kind of has this, like.
Hey, Cassandra.
Yeah.
You still did great. That's a lot longer than most people go. Like,
you're not wrong.
Stay going against me. Also, that's cool magic that you did. You'll have to teach me that sometime.
Lowers Casper off of the top of the thing, and then he hops down and walks over to Navarre's daughter Cassandra and goes, "We'll have a coming in age ceremony. Your mom just went through one like a few months ago. We'll get one for you too soon. A proper coming of age ceremony. Don't you worry."
But no, it's nothing to beat yourself out over. You actually did really good. Trust me. Like, you're a great fighter.
Yeah, she's still, like, disappointed because it's like, like, she's really been dedicating herself to practicing sword fighting. She says, "Yeah, I picked up a few tricks from another swordsman I met who knew how to I lost my words. I'm sorry."
No, it's fine.
who knew how to combine magic and swordplay. So I've learned a few ways to defend myself much better than I normally would. Comes quite in handy when you can surprise a foe with a mystical shield, or if necessary, a few more violent spells. You never know when being able to project flames from your hand to light up a room can change the outcome of a fight.
True. Sorry, I was fixing the volume of things.
It's okay.
I mean, that is true. You've been working really hard, I can tell. And
That was not a bad performance, to say the least.
Navari will kind of take her rapier, kind of spin it around, and offer the handle to Cassandra.
No. I'd like to win it from you. It won't be today, obviously. But if I'm ever to take your blade, I want to earn it.
You got yourself a deal, Cassandra.
And all the like her crewmen, you got like the crew of the ship, even the captain like applaud, and you just hear like Kreeg.
Randall walks over.
And gagged.
Randall walks over. He's like, "How's that smelling?" And he punches him in the gut,
Oh,
and then walks away.
have you ever seen such cruelty?
Yeah, firsthand.
Hey, Randall, have you seen any birds around?
Well, we haven't set sail just yet.
Oh, I
have
thought we did.
Yeah, no, you guys are traveling.
Oh, I didn't think we were traveling during the fight because of the way that the boat was designed. So,
no, that, yeah, no, you guys would have been stopped during that.
Oh, okay.
So, so at one point or another, during one of like the dusk, as the sun's setting, the orange glow is casting its long gaze. The shadows are deep in the jungle around us. Randall goes and grabs Phelan by the shoulder and says, "Hey, Phelan, how are you doing?
Well,
You saw that great show."
absolutely. I'm just absolutely baffled how she stopped that sword without even having to parry. I mean, it's just absolutely brilliant. I wish I'd cast a few spells, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that being said, we are getting awfully close to our final.
What's that?
Getting pretty.
Did you hear it? I swear I just saw a giant bird dart across the river behind us. Oh my God, Randall. We're failing. Watch out. And I'm gonna use one of my spells. And I'm gonna use minor illusion.
Why do you have minor illusion?
No, you're right. I don't. I was just giving you crap because I figured it'd be funny. No, what I'll do though.
What would Randall have?
No.
I probably know the rules of this game and know that a paladin cannot have minor.
Well, that is not true. A paladin could. It's just a matter of the race. The race matters more than anything else.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because if I was a gnome paladin, I could have definitely had.
You would have minor illusion.
Or a high elf.
Yeah. Yep.
But so, yeah. So I look and I say, and I basically have a rock, and I gesture to one of the guys that before I walked up to him, and he takes the rock. He throws the rock at the bushes before I turn Phelan around. And you just watch as birds kick up from the freaking tree line. And I go, "Oh my God, Phelan, watch out!" And I kind of throw him to the side, and you just watch. I want to watch as the entire crew goes nuts, and everybody's diving for cover as these birds are just taking off to the skies from the tree line.
So yeah, Phelan just hits the ground, covers the back of his head, just terrified.
As he does that, Randall jumps on his back and goes, "I'll protect you." I gotcha.
You could just feel him under you, because like, are you wearing your armor right now?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, of course you are, because it's like second close to you, because you're a dwarf.
Yeah.
And he's like underneath you, and you just go.
Yeah. All 300 pounds of me is under on top of him. Oh. And I start to lift myself off. I think the danger's gone. I think you're all right.
To add to that illusion, can I use thermaturgy to make the sound of like the birds too?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you could make it sound like way louder, like something much.
Yeah.
Like,
bigger.
oh, amplify there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Oh. And after the chaos kind of dies, I walk to each of the crew and I give them each 5 gold. And I go, lads, that was perfect. Thank you.
Which they gleefully and pleasantly, like they accept it, not expecting that kind of payment.
Right.
But
That was
nonetheless are quite pleased with the fact that you were willing to pay them for their shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That was worth it.
That was worth that because there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was worth 25 gold easy. I'd drop another 25 easy for that. And then Randall immediately pulls out his flask and hands it to Phelan, like, look, lad, you look like you need it.
So he's like, like the kind of like shaking just a little bit.
Yeah, it's like,
and one of the guys pulls out a
I love that you've got the bird sound still in there. And I just hear sounds like a mandolin or a guitar.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't hear it.
Pulls out like a mandolin and begins playing, and the rest of the journey is very pleasant. Weather is good. You don't see anything dangerous coming at you guys. And
I was like, I didn't forget. 2 sessions later, I definitely didn't forget. That was coming.
I was waiting for
you did. But so the rest of the trip goes through very pleasantly. Actually, I mean, Kreeg is still bound and gagged, and so he's not
as a
happy
point
about it.
As a point of reference, Phelan or Randall would make a point to go up to him with a water skin periodically throughout the journey and make sure that he had water to stay hydrated. I mean, realistically, he can go a month or more without food. 2 or 3 days in the jungle, he'd be dead. Without water.
Yeah.
So yeah, he makes sure that he gets food, and he even makes sure to cast purify food and water.
Okay.
So he is just filling it up in the jungle water and then purifying it and making a show of it so that he understands, I'm not trying to poison you. I don't really, you tried to kill me at least twice, so
no,
you're just like
at this point you're treating a defeated enemy
fairly, with a modicum of respect. I actually take the gag off too. Now if he gets noisy about it, I put it back on, but
he doesn't. He takes it. He basically takes his capture completely silently. He doesn't want to give up anything. He doesn't want to divulge anything. But he also, at the same time, was defeated in battle. So it's kind of one of these where he has a little bit of a code amongst him.
Yeah,
like a soldier's code, where it's like, you've bested me in this event, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to be able to leave. Obviously, I can't do anything about it. And
yeah,
Novari is going to avoid being around him.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Randall would make sure that if he needed to, since there's not a mast on this ship, he would make a point to put him somewhere in like the dark, so he's not necessarily aware of day-night cycles. Sure. Exactly. Like he's out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Put a bag on his head?
Well, I mean, if I go into the hold, I don't imagine.
In the hold, he won't, unless you have a lantern for it.
Well, and even with a lantern, he's not going to know the day-night cycle.
True, yeah.
Because they would have a lantern to see down there.
Yeah, unless you're like, making like you have like something to indicate it.
Yeah.
What?
Which I wouldn't.
What is the odds if on a different day than I used it on Cassandra, I could use detect thoughts on Kreeg?
Do you want to?
Not right now.
I was thinking we could do that when we get to the Stromreach.
Yeah, maybe it's Stromreach or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, because I also have something that I wanted to use in turn. Okay, for the first time or on a turn. Yeah, I have Zone of Truth.
I was gonna say Zone of Truth.
Yep. So at least he can't lie to us.
Okay.
Like he can choose to ignore
he
the
can
question, but if we ask him pointed questions while he's in Zone of Truth, he might be thinking about not answering while answering in his head, in his surface thoughts. So
Ben's like, darn you.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was thinking like that, but that would be the only way I could think to do it. Yeah.
You can
cool.
blame. You can
Pretty good.
You can blame Tiefling subraces because they added them, and I did Legacy of Dis because that matches the spy.
Yeah.
You know.
Not only that, but you can also blame the fact that you have another DM who thinks underhandedly like this all the time against his players.
Oh sure. Yeah. No. It's totally.
You're just like, yeah, no, that would actually do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like it. So anyway, you guys continue on your journey and get to Stromreach, which is the bustling port city of Zendrick.
In the time that it took us to travel, did they have manacles on the ship? At all?
Yeah, because I'm gonna say yes.
Because of the knowledge that we were going after somebody?
You guys knew that.
Okay. I will get a proper set of manacles, and I'll put those over his wrists and untie.
Okay.
Untie the rope that binds his hands to his legs, and put another set of manacles around his feet. So he has to do the old prisoner shuffle, but that way he can choose to walk if he chooses to, and he doesn't have to be carried like a man purse on Randall's back. Since he isn't putting up, if he hasn't put up a single fight, hasn't tried anything since he's been on the ship, and he hasn't been doing anything to suggest that he would try anything once we got where we're going, Randall is not going to treat him worse than he needs to. Okay. He'll show them the modicum of respect that a fellow soldier would get.
Yeah.
And, just manacle him and stuff and let him do the truffle shuffle with the old manacles on. Yeah, that's right. I want him to lift his shirt up and then go like this, even though he can't because it's all armor and it's attached.
Wow, way to just put him down even further. Mock him because he can't do the truffle shuffle, one of the most timeless American dances of all time.
Yeah, and totally not making fun of childhood obesity at all. Good times.
A little bit. Okay, so you guys arrive in Stromreach. You're at the docks. Lady Eladrin bids you guys farewell. She's like, I have to get to a message station and pass word of what happened. You have passage back home. It leaves tomorrow. I've made those arrangements for you. If you wish to stay longer or need anything else, I'm going to leave that to your own devices.
I whisper to her, is Phelan going with you?
Oh no, he's riding with you guys. He's taking the same ship to Stromreach as you guys. She's got more money than you do, so it's possible she's just gonna get teleported. But you're not sure. But there's teleportation.
That's 100. I was about to be like, it's 100%.
There's teleportation stations for the really wealthy. You could just go to one of them and get where you're going.
Why didn't she pay for that to get here?
Because it's expensive.
It's expensive, and sometimes
We
we
did-
keep it low key.
Also, it's not like we did the job exactly how she expected or wanted us to.
Oh
You
yeah,
should have
yeah.
done.
You should just be happy she's not just leaving you guys here.
She should have been more specific. It's her own fault.
To be fair, you brought back every other one, so I feel like it was just an oversight in the past transactions with you guys.
I like how it's every other one. We brought her one, she lost it, and now we've brought her another one.
Yeah.
And hopefully she doesn't lose this one.
She should be happy.
We only gave her one.
You also recovered the journal. That was
Yeah.
kind of one of your first
Oh.
meetings with her. So there was two things you
Well,
brought back.
Randall wasn't here for that.
I wasn't a part of the journal.
Yep.
I was a part of that,
But
so
Navari
technically
brought
it's
back-
Navari's fault. Well, technically we got that journal, and then she's like, hey, can I have that journal? Because we picked it up and then it
Oh,
got
yeah.
attacked by a warforged, and we're like,
Yeah.
what the heck? And I'm like, this journal's mine now, and then she's like, give
That was
journal.
episode 2.
Yeah.
Get
Mhm.
Dark's journal.
So,
Does she still have
Um,
that journal? Or does...
No, she still has it.
Oh, my
they didn't
journal!
bother taking the journal.
My journal!
No, because they didn't know to take the journal.
So all the Warforged aren't communicating with one another, or the
No,
fact that we killed
they
all
came-
the Warforged that came in with it.
No, they came
I think
after
it has
me.
more to do, like, some of the guy, like some of the ones that were on that mission,
They came
they're
for...
not alive anymore.
They came
tell
after
anybody
me
what they-
for the journal.
Yes.
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
I was there for one of them.
Yeah, because that was the one that got away in the first.
And then
no,
he
right,
came
when it- yeah,
back,
it was
and then
episode
he
3.
died.
Yep, and he came back with goons.
And then
then
died.
Randall made sure he didn't
Randall
leave.
made short work.
We've killed a lot of Warforged.
We've killed a lot of people. Let's just be honest.
That's
'Cause,
true.
yeah, the body count's pretty high.
Hey,
Randall's not exactly
So-
happy.
So
about
our
it.
body count's really high, but we also don't fight every encounter. Half them we avoid or talk out of.
And
It's
a lot
strange.
of them are undead things and
Yeah.
they're actually monsters.
Hmm.
Except for on the ship.
Really bad guys.
I was like, except for on the airship. On the airship,
Like,
that was
these guys,
100%
it's not
all
like-
humans.
It's not like these guys were like, think of them like stormtroopers. It's like if you're a stormtrooper in Star Wars, you at a certain point you know what you signed up to do.
Hmm.
Yep. Well, you are a clone too, so you're literally bred to do this.
There's a generation of them that are.
Yep.
Alright. Moving on.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of shopping district does this place have?
The shady kind.
It's like an outdoor market, like a bazaar.
Yeah.
So there's, on a given day, there is quite a variety of different things that could be there.
Okay.
It's not. It's weird because it's not like it's a set. Like it's not like like the booths change too daily. Like somebody might come in, have wares that day, set up a booth, and the next day they've packed up. They've either left the city, maybe they're going on to explore. So it's just a kind of a lot of like disheveled trading. There's a few permanent structures. Like House Cannith kind of has an enclave, like a small enclave here. So if you wanted something that was like artifice or alchemy related, you'd be able to definitely pick it up. There's like people selling exotic birds. There's like small caged animals that are probably livestock. Even though they're like lizards, chickens.
Right.
Maybe a pig or two.
Okay.
A cat's so big. But I also don't have a house. And also need to pay for, hopefully, better healing for Casper.
But next thing
yeah.
is you guys want to interrogate Kreeg?
Kreeg, yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Yep.
With the time.
That's just on Randall's. That's on
Okay.
Randall's mind. So,
Yeah.
so he's walking the market and just looking.
Yeah. There's people selling like different artifacts, things that have been looted. Like there's like a guy who literally has like his post set up with like a few just enormous giant artifacts that are like one of them's like this just half of a giant sized sword jammed into the ground, and like his tent is held up by it because it's something that it's like rusted and beaten where like nobody wants it, so he's just utilizing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks, it'd be out of place in most places, but here, just because like the immense amount of diversity, like there's even drow elves in the marketplace trading and bartering different things. Like you could see their, more exotic weapons. They have like a tribal face paint that they wear. They seem to carry bows and bone kind of like swords and knives and things of that nature. But Lady Eladrin does like allow you guys to continue to use the safe house, and that's where you guys bring Kreeg for the evening, along with Randall, Cassandra, and Phelan.
And Casper.
And Casper.
Is
And
Cassandra and Navari.
Well, you said Randall and Cassandra, and I was like,
I was thinking
Navari.
Casper. That's all.
Is Cassandra's men coming or no? They got somewhere else.
So, I would look to any kind of guard in the town as we're walking, to seek out what kind of a prison this place might have.
So there is a city watch.
Okay.
A town watch. It's mostly volunteers, so it's not like they have like pristine uniforms or everything. However, if you were to want to take like a prisoner, the best people to go to would probably be House Deneth.
Yeah, so then I would seek them out. Which are dwarves, you said, right?
No, House
Primary.
Deneth. House Kundark is the dwarves.
Ah.
House Deneth is the mark of the Sentinel, and they are mercenaries and bodyguards known for their martial skill. People who have that dragon mark are... I believe you have to be human to carry that dragon mark.
Okay. I thought, because you had said that the dwarves were the ones that had the mark of the ward or warding, as well as...
They don't have so much of a place here.
Oh, what was it called?
The different...
Sentinel is human, Ben.
Sentinel? Okay.
Yeah, I just looked it up for you.
Thank you.
I had my book right here.
Awesome.
Names is... yes, seriously,
really,
yes.
Like, I will show off my stacks of Eberron books next to, like, I'll have to take some pictures so you guys can really like, I have all the 3rd edition ones. I've been tracking them down, and I've got 2 left. One of them is in the mail, and the other one I'm still hunting for at a reasonable price. So if anybody has a copy of Dragons of Eberron out there, go ahead and comment or message, and I'll get in touch with you, because I'm willing to pay to a degree. Like, there's a level and one can break 3 digits for that first number in the price. That's what I'm out.
Nice. But yeah, so Randall would seek these guys.
It is leaps and bounds my favorite setting, and it's just so cool how much really there is out there for it.
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
The house Deneth, people, the Sentinels, they also have a lot of non-dragon marked employee. It's one of the things about the house that's really important, is that they will work with a lot of people who don't have the mark of the Sentinel, because their guilds, the variations of the overall house are very martially focused. So there's a lot of hobgoblins and bugbears as well that come from primarily from the nation of Dargun, which is the remnants of the Goblin Empire that covered most of Corvair before King Galifar.
I think we're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, as we're walking in, if Phelan is with us, Randall would nudge him as we walk past bugbears and be like, hey, you remember that first time we met? Feeling familiar?
Remembering those 3 guys that he kind of betrayed.
I'm gonna
scared.
I'm gonna pop up from behind Phelan and be like, Phelan, look out!
He jumps. Oh! Please don't do that to me, lads. Please. Listen. We are in a safe place right now, and I don't know those guys, so therefore I couldn't be the one who messed with them. All right, now those 3 that we did. Okay, everything's fine.
Joke's on you, I do that to everyone.
Nothing like messing with Phelan. Yes.
You guys are cruel.
Just the Phelan.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
it is 10:05, and unfortunately, I have a work obligation, so we're gonna have to stop here tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Anyway, for those of you who did chime in to watch and talk to us in chat, we really always greatly appreciate it. Please don't be shy. We'll shoot messages back and forth as we can.
We'll answer questions,
I'm
especially about
super
characters.
Dude, with the Battletoads! We do not have a copy of Battletoads, okay? There is no copies of Battletoads at Heart of the Game currently. It is nothing against that game, except for the fact that it is god-awful in my opinion, and it is very rare for me to say something like that about a video game, that it's that bad. But my goodness, if one more person... No, we do not have Battletoads. I'm letting everybody know. We just unfortunately do not have any copies of it. I am so sorry, everyone, but we do not have any copies of Battletoads at Heart of the Game.
So, when can I pre-order my copy of Battletoads at Heart of the Game?
No, you cannot pre-order. We don't have any I'm not... I'm not lying. No, we don't, Phoenix. We do not have Battletoads.
Battletoads too.
No.
I like how everyone's just coming in to just ask about Battletoads.
Oh, come on.
This is great. Everyone's popping in just to ask.
No, we don't
Yeah,
have...
that's a lot of people, actually.
We do not have any copies of
You
Battletoads.
just say
you guys.
Battletoads and
I don't know.
things go
Phoenix
up.
says you do.
Listen, he's a liar. I'm not hoarding them. If I was gonna hoard a video game, it wouldn't be Battletoads.
Mark.
Like... Alright, so anyway, everybody, you're...
Poor Ben. You've broken our DM. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week to see exactly how the interrogation goes with Kreeg, and we'll see you all there.
You said that about playing Fair and Golden. No, I don't play Odd Job ever. I never play Odd Job. Usually I'm Sean Connery or Jaws. All right, but anyway, or no, I'm not a liar. Or I'll play a room of. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, which will probably be April 8th or 9th, because I'd like to get these up as fast as possible. So if you haven't watched the campaign, no, I don't lie. Before, you're able to tune in, you're able to catch up. If you miss an episode, I always like to try to give you guys at least, approximately a week before the next one. So if you do want to watch live, we really appreciate it. And I just hope you all have a great week. And that is not a quote from me. That is not accurate. So I just hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Be safe, everybody. No!
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.